The dangers of sad music. Sad music is something that can easily be turned into an addiction. Sad music is honestly a curse. Once you wrap yourself into it, it's hard to get out of it. And that's something that I've kind of had myself wrapped up in for a while. I feel like it's a really easy way to amplify your sadness when you're feeling sad. It's also a way of making yourself feel sad. Sometimes you're going through the motions, and in a sense, it's almost like you want that sadness and that pain to come out of you and to be exposed. And the easiest route to allowing that to come out is sad music. I've been trying to stay more away from sad music in recent times because I feel like it's a huge part of why I haven't been happy. Because I tend to drift over to it so often. Not as much in more recent times, but in the past, especially the past 2-3 years, I tend to hook myself onto it. And when I'm feeling sad, it's like instead of trying to cheer myself up, I'll allow those feelings to take control. And it'll be the only thing I put in front of myself. And I'll listen to nothing but sad music. Now don't get me wrong, just because a song is sad does not ultimately make it bad. Also, of course, does not make it good either. I think it depends on the scenario. I think a big part of why I listen to so much sad music, or have in the past, is not solely for the fact that I was trying to amplify my feelings, but mainly also because some of those songs were really good. Sometimes I just enjoyed them. And sure, today, some songs I listen to that are sad, I enjoy. That's not because they make me sad, but that's because the message is something I can relate to, or something about that song just has, I don't know, really good qualities to it. And, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you enjoy it, that's something, I suppose. Everything's good, well, not everything, but some things are good in moderation. And I feel like sad music can be too. It's kind of like anything, really. Like fast, unhealthy food. That's okay in moderation. I don't typically eat that kind of stuff because of the habits I have set upon myself. But that doesn't mean it's bad. If you eat it every day, of course it's bad. But if it's something you come to every now and then, it's not the end of the world. And that same thing can be applied to sad music. As long as you aren't using it as a source to make you sad, sad music is an okay thing. But that's only if you have self-control. If you don't have self-control, it's very easy to get wrapped up in this sad music trap. I mean, I literally have a playlist on Spotify called Expensive Pain. I named it after, I think, a Meek Mill song, actually. Or maybe it was an album. I can't remember. But, yeah, I know. I named it that, and it's what I go to when I'm sad. A lot of it's like Jaden Smith, Black, who else? And a bunch of like other sad music from, I don't want to say sad artists, but artists who typically make sadder music. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Jaden Smith and stuff like that. He doesn't make solely sad songs. I mean, he kind of does, I won't lie. But I don't listen to his music to make me sad. I enjoy it because sometimes those songs of his that I like are linked to certain memories, and I like to sometimes reminisce and look back on those memories. And some of those sad songs are linked to good memories. So for me, the song isn't sad. And that can be the case for you too. Just because you're listening to a song that's sad, it can be linked to a good memory. And therefore, it makes you happy. As much as that doesn't make sense, and kind of, what's the word? Contradicts itself, it's different for everybody, really. It can be the case for some, but at the same time, not for others. It just depends on the person, really. I'll add a link to my Spotify in the little section below, in the description. Yeah. Because I, of course, don't listen to sad music only. I listen to a very wide variety of things. But, yeah. Another type of music that resonates very similarly to sad music is toxic music. Now, when I say toxic music, you might not know what I'm trying to say with that. What I'm basically saying is artists who make songs about toxic relationships or discuss something or tell a story that involves a toxic relationship of sorts, or is making up a story about one. Those, in a way, are very similarly linked to sad music, because it's oftentimes artists talking about an experience with a certain individual that did not go very well and, went toxic. That kind of stuff I have wrapped myself into, because I've been in toxic relationship stuff, so I feel like with some of it I can relate, and some of it, I don't know. I feel like even with toxic music, just because it's toxic doesn't mean it's always a bad scenario. Toxic music can be used to describe different types of music. It can be displayed as toxic when it's music about artists and their relationships that could be good. But you listen to that kind of music solely for the fact that you wish you were in that position. Arguably, I would say that's toxic, because you're wishing for something that you don't have, and ultimately you're making yourself sad about it. And you're having these kind of thoughts that could also, even in a sense, bring you back to somebody you wish you had. And that song, in your mind, could be linked to a certain person that is no longer in your life. That has oftentimes been the case with me, with certain songs from certain artists. I'll listen to it and I'll link somebody I miss into that song, and I'll put myself in that position and make myself sad, I guess. So it's like I said, it goes full circle, and it's not something typically I'd want to wrap myself up into. But here I am, right? I listen to that kind of music, and it's something I'm trying to stray away from as well. Because, who wants to be sad, Nobody wants to be sad. I'm trying to make my playlists in Spotify generally happier and just, I don't know, just more uplifting, if you want to say. I don't know. But, yeah, no. If you guys check out my Spotify and you have a similar taste in music to me, drop some songs in the comments below. I'd love to hear something new. I'd love to check out something that maybe I'd enjoy and get into, I guess. Because I'd like to, I don't know, new me, I guess. New me, new music taste. Not to say, like, again, not to say mine's bad. I think I have a good music taste personally. I'm sure plenty of people would disagree with that, and that's okay. But I like what I like, so. But I do need to stop listening to some of the toxic music that I listen to. And if I am going to continue to listen to that music, and if I'm going to stay tuning in with that kind of stuff, I need to not link it to certain people, if you get what I'm saying. I need to not have those connect. So, I mean, today's video wasn't really as deep as the other ones, in my opinion, but it really discusses something that can hook you in so fast. You can be stuck listening to that kind of music and putting yourself in a bad headspace so easily. It happens so much easier than most people realize. But we gotta have some self-control with that kind of stuff. That's all for today. Stay blessed.